and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Personified Podcast. I'm your host, Louis Carlin, and we are part of the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast Network. And I'm very, very excited today because my next guest is an accomplished actor, former WCW champion, and recently returned to professional wrestling. Please help me welcome the one and only David Arquette. David, welcome to my show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, I'm very excited, man. Very excited. Now I just wanted to start talking about, you recently made your return to professional wrestling after many, many years. Just want to ask, what was your inspiration to returning after, I know you were in WCW 18 years ago. What was your inspiration to return to pro wrestling?
Well, there were a bunch of factors. I mean, one was I just really got excited by the wrestling scene going on here in Southern California and in a lot of the indie leagues throughout the country. I started following different wrestlers like RJ City, Joey Ryan, Brian Cage, Peter Avalon, Ray, Rosa, and I don't know. There was something going on in the scene that was really interesting, and NXT and everything going on there, New Japan and Ring of Honor. Just a lot of guys were smaller than they used to be, and it was kind of more acceptable. Yeah, and then there was a lot of like hatred still on the internet. After 18 years, people are still giving me a hard time, and I found myself being sort of the butt of the joke. Like, that's a worse decision than making David Arquette the champion. I just kind of got sick of it. So, you know, when I did sort of do the stuff I did at WCW, I never had the opportunity to properly train, really sort of get in shape and learn some of the fundamentals and a lot of the sort of psychology behind what goes into a wrestling match and the whole business. So I wanted to learn it. I wanted to go from scratch. And then through the process, we thought, okay, let's just film it while I'm going through all this. Start from the bottom, like backyard wrestling, go all the way up to something kind of bigger. And one of my next matches, I get to do a Poughkeepsie with Northeast Wrestling, and Kenny Omega's on the same card, or I'm on the same card as him. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that card. Yeah, he's taking on Phoenix. You'll be taking on King Brian Anthony. I think you had mentioned in another interview that I listened to that you had a match with King Brian Anthony previously, and you did lose, and you're looking to get revenge. This is a no DQ match, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
That should be exciting.
Never had one of those, so.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna say you trained. You said you were training. Now you're 47 years old, and I'm 48. I have trouble bending down, picking up a pencil off the floor. Yet you're getting in the ring at 47, and you're jumping off the top rope to the outside. What kind of training regimen did you go through prior to your first official match back with RJ City?
I've had some great trainers. Peter Avalon, professional Peter Avalon, PPA all day. He's had a championship wrestling from Hollywood and championship wrestling from Arizona. So he's been teaching me a lot of great stuff. I have a match coming up at Scorpio Sky for Lucha Baboom.
Okay.
And we met one. And I met with Tyler Bateman as well one time out of Santino Brothers. So it's been really helpful. I mean, just getting little pieces of information from all these incredible athletes. And Peter's my main trainer. And then also I've been studying jiu-jitsu with Higan Machado, who's a legendary Brazilian jiu-jitsu master, and Ricky Kies, who's an amazing boxing coach, just to get my sort of breath, my breathing up and be able to, be in shape for those matches. And jiu-jitsu helps a lot with that, and boxing and basketball and just, training in the ring, hitting the ropes. All of it's been a real, experience that I've loved. So, yeah, it's taken a lot. I've dropped 50 pounds. I put on a bunch of muscle. I've tried to become more flexible, worked different things and watched tons. I've been studying like crazy, studying all kinds of different, wrestlers and their techniques, and, learning a lot of the secrets. There's something magical about it. Something that I love about, it's a real secret club, and there's certain things you can only learn by getting in the ring and tying your boots up.
Absolutely. Well, I've been a fan since 1978. My grandfather got me into pro wrestling. Bruno Sammartino got me into pro wrestling. So I've been a fan since 1978. I think professional wrestlers are the most talented entertainers in the world. And I think your match with RJ City and the tag team match that you had with James Ellsworth and Frank the Clown, I thought you were absolutely tremendous in those matches. Like I said, jumping off the top rope to the outside, are you worried that you're going to get hurt? Are you thinking about it, or you just getting up there and you're just jumping?
No, I already broke 3 ribs doing that in Tijuana. I went down to Tijuana.
Oh, wow.
I studied with the Mendito brothers and Mundo, a few luchadors. I had an 8-man luchador match down there. And yeah, I broke 3 of my ribs there, so I found out what I did wrong the hard way. But
okay.
So hopefully that won't happen again. But it's a super dangerous sport, and it's
yeah, no.
You have to be conditioned. You have to train for it. There's certain things you can't sort of prepare for. There's ways to protect yourself. I did have a match with King Anthony Bryan, and
yeah,
he was incredible. I mean, he's a jerk. He's a real arrogant piece of work, but he's a super talented wrestler. He's wrestled with Rey Mysterio and tons of really great wrestlers in the past. So he's really knowledgeable, and he's got a ton of experience. And I've also become friends with RJ City, and even though he won't admit that, but we're teaming up now as tag partners. But I also got to meet Dalton Castle, who's an amazing wrestler. He saw this slow motion video I posted of Brian Anthony going off the top rope doing an elbow, Macho Man style, and Dalton was like, you can protect yourself. You gotta, put your hands up, because you have to protect yourself when you're in the ring. So little things like that are really important to know, because I did get the wind knocked out of me, which was hard. It's hard to keep going when you can't breathe.
Yeah, no, I got you. People call it fake, but it's you got to be a very special athlete to be a professional wrestler. Now you mentioned RJ City. I had RJ City was on my show a few months back. Very, very entertaining.
Yeah.
So a big fan of RJ City. And I know you guys, before the match, you had a little Twitter battle going, prior to your match, for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I was just wondering, how did that start? How did that Twitter battle start that led up to that match?
Well, how you have friends that are, like, I don't know, most people have friends that are, friends that you watch boxing with, friends that you watch mixed martial arts with, friends you watch baseball with, and then the friends that you watch wrestling with are special to you. If you miss something, they'll say you got to guess this match. I mean, there's so much wrestling out there now that you got to really sort of stay on top of it. So it's hard to. So you sort of lean on your other friends who are really big wrestling fans, and he sort of told me. And there's so many different territories. So RJ City's really big in Canada and the Northeast and different territories, but I wasn't aware of them out here. So he said, check out RJ City. And I started looking at it, but then I was being nice and kind of fanning out and saying, I'm a fan, whatever. And then he just turned on me. Started putting down my acting career and all this stuff. So then we ended up meeting at WrestleMania weekend, and I did his podcast, Coffee in Your Underwear.
Oh yeah.
And then we tried to squash the beef, but we kind of continued it. So then we decided to meet up and and have our first match.
Yeah, well, you squashed the beef, but then you took him out with a chair, which was which was a little funny. You took him out with that chair, and so I thought the beef was squashed. You hugged, but then you took him out with the chair, and that's that big match. Now, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I mean, could that match could have been done anywhere, or did you specifically want it for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood?
Well, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is a really great organization. I called them up because I wanted to train with Peter Avalon and Dave Marquette.
Okay.
Been in the business forever, so he knows. He's worked with some of the greats. He's like known for launching people, and just really has a incredible, knowledge of this business. And he's involved in a lot of different companies throughout the country. He's just a really sort of top-notch guy in the business. And it's a crazy business, so you have to align yourself with people that are trusted, respected, that don't take advantage of. Well, everyone takes advantage of people in this business, but they do it in a way where it's beneficial to both parties. You know what I mean? Everyone sort of does that. So, so Dave Marquette was really someone I wanted to work with.
Okay.
It just seemed like a great place. I'd gone to a match there, and I'd seen their production, and I'd seen the workers there and how they put on the show. I was like, wow, this would be great to be a part of. So it just worked out that that's the perfect place for it.
And the crowd was really behind you, like 100%. They didn't like RJ City, but they were behind you 100%. That must have been a good feeling, because when they first announced the match, I'm thinking wrestling fans, WCW, Arquette might get booed, but they were behind you 100%. That must have been a great feeling.
It was. I mean, it's been an interesting learning curve. I mean, I thought I'd have a lot more haters, but I do. A lot of the haters that are still out there are kind of from the old school when they were, sort of older when the whole thing happened. But what I've also learned is that a lot of people that saw Ready to Rumble when it came out that were in their teens are now in their 30s.
Yeah.
And they love that movie. It's a way of them seeing Macho Man and Goldberg and even a extra cameo by John Cena and diving down the stage. It's a way of them seeing some of their, favorite old wrestlers from WCW. And it's a funny comedy, so it's gotten a lot of different response than it did originally when it came out.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I was around. I remember watching, saw the movie. I thought it was a great movie. I remember when you became WCW champion. I wasn't a hater, to be honest. I understood why they made you champion. I didn't think you were going to be champion for that long, and you weren't. But, I understood it was, they're trying to, get publicity. And I thought, David Arquette's a movie star, so let's put the title on. You originally said that you originally were against becoming WCW champion. So what kind of changed your mind about becoming the champion?
Well, when Dallas first told me about it, I was like, what are you? I thought he was joking at first.
Okay.
I think I said, like, terrible idea. And then I talked to Russo and everyone. It was essentially, to get some eyes on the, on the lead, on the promotion guy. He's kind of having a hard time at the time. And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, I really want to tour with these guys. You know what I mean? I want to go city to city. I want to learn about the business. It's kind of like getting a bit of a golden ticket. You could just, get and a little bit of a dream come true. I think a lot of kids that are wrestling fans, when they're watching, they're like, wow, that'd be amazing to be in there and do that and learn how to be a part of it, wear the belt, be a champion. And a lot of the time, like, it's funny because what am I saying the whole time? Like, I think we're all champions. You know what I mean? I'm not big on, someone being better than someone else. I mean, I get it. in sport. Yeah, big part of it. But I think there's also something to the sort of spirit
All right, cool.
of competition and the spirit of all. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Sounds like you got a party going on there right now. You got a party going on there or something?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I breathing? I'm breathing hard.
No, it sounds like there's a little party going on. That's all. But it's okay. It's all good. It's
no,
all good.
no. I'm sorry. I'm at the gym actually. I'm always at the gym nowadays. And
Okay.
it's background. I'm sorry about that.
No need to be sorry, man. I'm just, I'll be honest, man. I am just absolutely thrilled right now. I'm talking to you right now, so you don't have to be sorry, man. And I just want to go back to RJ City for a second. I know you guys, you had a match and then you became a team. I know one of his conditions where you need to get him on Jimmy Kimmel. So is he getting on Jimmy Kimmel, or are you going to continue being a team? What's happening? I know you guys are together, October 6th, Border City Wrestling. I'm going to talk to you about that, in a bit. But how did the team come together? And why did you decide let's be a team, RJ?
Well, I'm still trying to get a call with the Jimmy Kimmel people, much less get on the show. I mean, nowadays it's really hard to get on these shows. You have to call up months in advance, and the people that are in the Universal Warner Brothers movies are probably going to get on first. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of room, to be honest. And
no, of course,
unless you're on WWE, it's going to be hard to get sort of on the show like that. So I don't know what talk show we're going to get on. Hopefully something, because that's really what he wants. But, I wanted to team up with him because he's really knowledgeable about the sport. Yeah. I want to, go to these different territories. So we're going to Windsor, Ontario. We're going to have a match up there.
Yeah.
We're going to Chicago. We're going to have a match there. We're going to Pennsylvania. We're going to have a match there. We're going to House of Hardcore, I think. So we're doing a lot of different matches and a lot of different things just to sort of, for me to get some education and hopefully to, get some eyes on him, get people talking about RJ City. I think he's really talented. If I can help in any way or get us on a talk show, that would be fun.
Yeah, well, speaking of October 6th, I'm going to be there. I live here in Windsor, and actually, when they announced that you're having the meet and greet, I bought tickets right away. So I'll be meeting you on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. I'm looking forward to seeing that match. What do you think about the Hollow Beefcake? Idris Abraham and Joe Coleman. They're a good tag team, and RJ City looked a little concerned when you told them who your opponents were. They're a tough tag team. What's the game plan for them?
I know they are tough. I've been studying them, and I don't know. Those are some big guys. So I don't know what the game plan is.
Okay.
RJ usually comes up with it, and we talk about it. All I can do is kind of study. I've been studying a lot. I'm hitting the gym right now and all the time, and it's hard to sort of put on a lot of muscle in a short period of time. It's been pretty much about 6 months since I made my return. I've dropped 50 pounds, put on some muscle, so I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, they're tough. They hit hard. They're massive. So I think it's pretty much going to be speed against brawn.
Okay. And it was a very, very funny picture you put up. I think it was today. Arnold Schwarzenegger and another bodybuilder, and you referred to them as Hollow Beefcake. I thought it was a very, very funny picture.
I know. He said, you better eat your carbs because this isn't going to be a swim meet. And I said, well, is it going to be a meat swim? We've been having some fun back and forth, but it's crazy. I mean, I got into it with Bully Ray. I don't know how, but I just called into his podcast because I heard they were taking calls. And then the guy, starts giving me a hard time. So, I don't know. I found out there's a lot of bullies in wrestling, which is interesting because I hate bullies.
Yeah, I don't like bullies either, man.
They're the worst.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Well, actually, Austin Aries came to your defense. I don't know if did you see the tweet? Austin Aries, that wasn't against Corey Ray.
Thrilled. That was an honor. That guy's amazing.
Yeah, I was just the last sentence in the tweet from Austin Aries was a little interesting. He says that you fit right in with what he's begun assembling in Impact Wrestling, and you're kind of making your Impact Wrestling debut. The Border City Wrestling Show is a one night only event. Are we going to see David Arquette in Impact Wrestling more often?
Well, this is going to be my first interaction with them, but I'm a fan of their product, and they're wrestlers. I mean, they have just an amazing group of wrestlers there, so I'd be honored to be a part of any kind of show they want me a part of.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great match. Now, you guys took on James Ellsworth and Frank the Clown. I thought it was a good match. So what was your thoughts? You in the ring? Frank the Clown is a interesting character. What were your thoughts about being in the ring with those two?
Well, Frank never wrestled before.
Okay.
But he's a great heel. I mean, people hate him, and he's really witty. Very quick on his toes and quick on his tongue. So it was a matter of I mean, I'm not one to say someone doesn't deserve to be in the ring, you know what I mean? Or get a shot. And it was in his hometown. It was during SummerSlam. No, it was during All-In Weekend. So I was going to be there anyway. Just kind of makes sense. I'm a big fan of Ellsworth. I think he's super talented. Also a great comedic sort of voice in wrestling. I love what he's doing with intergender stuff. So it's just an opportunity to kind of get some more experience. It was a great crowd because everyone was in town for the All-In thing. So that made it easy and kind of fun. And turned out to be a great match. I mean, it's crazy having a tag team partner who's not really backing you up. Who's kind of, I don't know if he wants to see me get pushed around a little. And, I did lose my cool at some point, started knocking everybody out, including my partner, which was unfortunate, but it happened.
Yeah, so you're so passionate about professional wrestling. Me as a fan, I'm a passionate professional wrestling fan. But what is it about pro wrestling that appeals to you? And how long have you been a fan for? Who are some of your favorites growing up?
Well, I just got a Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth tattoo.
Oh wow!
And a Ric Flair tattoo. So those are some of my favorites. But initially, I've always been a Hulkamaniac.
Okay.
Loved him and Andre the Giant. Saw him and Andre the Giant. I was just so sort of blown away by Andre the Giant.
Absolutely.
The spectacle, who he was, and all of that. But Bobby the Brain Heenan, Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah.
That whole time, Junkyard Dog, Jimmy Superfly stuff. All these guys. Rick Rude. I mean, all the old timers. I just loved all that stuff. Yeah,
I remember the first show I ever went to in 1980, Nassau Coliseum. Main event was Andre versus Hulk Hogan. And I remember just how huge Andre. I was just a 10-year-old little kid, and to see Andre walking down the aisle was wow, what an experience. And you mentioned Roddy Piper, my all-time favorite, Roddy Piper, probably one of the greatest heels of all time. Absolutely love Roddy Piper.
And also, me too. But also, funniest thing is the greatest. He was one of the greatest heels in wrestling, but he was also one of the greatest baby faces in life.
Oh, absolutely.
He was such a helpful, honorable person. Just so interesting, such an interesting business where someone can, do all that. Oh, and Jake the Snake, I love too.
Oh, but, Jake the Snake.
To do all that stuff, and then, play this heel and then turn around and just be such a great person. I mean, love that guy.
Yeah, so now you're back. Now, how long do you think you'll be wrestling for? And do you have any championships in your sights that you might wanna go after?
No, I don't. One thing this is not about is about any kind of championship run. It's literally about sort of writing the past in that department.
Okay.
But I'd love to. I do want to compete against the best and learn from the best. So I'm not against like having those kind of matches. And with Arquette, he's been in this business for so long. I wouldn't stop him from sort of having an opportunity like that. But
Sure.
But no, that's not the real goal. The goal is, I don't know. I'd love to do it for as long as, for one, my body would let me.
Okay.
But it's painful on it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I do DDP yoga to sort of make sure I stretch out properly. And, he's got some great advice when it comes to recovery, like, icing stuff or cryotherapy and things like that if you get the opportunity to do it.
Okay.
But as far as, I don't know, I love the business, and ultimately I'm still and always will be a fan. So
okay.
I just love getting back into it, because then, I kind of had a bad taste after what happened in WCW, so I kind of stayed away from it for a little while. I would pop in and out and go see like Lucha Underground or, watch some of the indie stuff. But
okay.
Nowadays with like Powerbomb TV and High Spots and Fight TV
Yep.
And Ring of Honor and New Japan, Impact, WWE Network, you can really get a lot of great wrestling, and you can tune into it, and you can follow storylines that you would have to be in the region to follow in the past. So I really love what's going on with wrestling now and just being a part of it. And I always love meeting my heroes, especially when they turn out to be great guys. You know what I mean? Or ladies.
Sure. Were you in the crowd at All In, weren't you? I believe.
Oh yeah. And when Stephen Amell was locking up the first time, I yelled out, "Actors aren't supposed to wrestle." The whole little area that I was just got a kick out of that, but I didn't mean it. I was sort of having some fun with it.
No, that's good. So I don't know. Are we going to see a David Arquette versus Stephen Amell match coming up? Maybe.
Wow.
That would be something.
I don't know.
That would be something.
That would be something. That would be great. I mean, he's super talented. I love what he's doing, and I love his love for wrestling. So, or just be on his show.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you're a very, very successful actor. You're back into pro wrestling now. You're a family man. How do you juggle everything? Is it difficult to juggle everything? Because it seems like you got a lot going on. I think you have a few movies coming out, or you were filming some movies. So, how difficult is it to juggle everything?
It's funny. I mean, you got to kind of prioritize. And right now, wrestling's my priority.
Okay.
I mean, it's what I'm spending all my days doing, and all my energy, and money getting gear and all that stuff. So it's just been a great experience. But you just have to juggle. You have to make time for everything, and it helps when you're not wasting your time on things that aren't healthy for you. You know what I mean? I'm not going out as much. I'm not drinking and partying at all. I'm really focused on family, focused on staying in shape, focused on studying wrestling, focused on reading up on things, reading, different people. Jim Ross has a great book. I read Eric Bischoff's book, stuff like that. I'm sort of approaching wrestling the way I'd approach, a role. You know what I mean? You get to, and there's so much out there. You just study, you pour your heart and soul into something, and amazing how much you can accomplish.
Sure, absolutely. Now, I'm going to sound like a wimp here because I want to talk about one of your movies, but I'm a little too scared to see it because I have a fear of spiders. Eight-legged freaks. Eight-legged freaks.
Yeah.
I heard it was a really good movie, but if there's a spider the size of a pinhead walking on the wall, I got to get my wife to go grab it. So, what am I in for? Yeah. If I have a fear of spiders, should I stay away from the movie, or what do you think? Is it safe for me to see?
If you have an honest fear of spiders, you should stay away from the movie.
Okay.
Because, you know, there are giant spiders in it, and there's a lot of them. But you know, that's also some people like that sort of walking the line of fear. But
sure. Okay.
Yeah, there are real. I mean, but that's like actual phobias. I mean, some people can't see it because you know it's a real. You know, they have a real fear of clowns. You know what I mean? So you could give the spoiler away from me. That's sort of why I don't want to wrestle Bully Ray because I have a fear of clowns too. No, I'm kidding. What were you saying?
No, I was going to say you could give me the spoiler. Do you save the world from the eight-legged freaks, or is there going to be a possible sequel coming?
No, there's no sequel. It's unfortunate, but if a movie doesn't do well when it first comes out, the chances of getting a sequel are pretty slim.
Okay.
Just like Ready to Rumble. I mean, if Ready to Rumble had done better in its first, few weeks, you probably would have seen a sequel. But the fact that it didn't, but it did maintain this sort of, cult following. I don't know. I mean, sometimes things come back to life. Like, I don't know. There's a few examples out there. But, I don't know. Maybe we could start a Kickstarter for Ready to Rumble too.
Okay. That sounds good, man. Sounds good. Now, two more questions and then I'm going to let you go. I know I'm sure you're very busy today. I read somewhere that you're a certified Bob Ross Joy of Painting instructor. Is that true?
Yeah.
You are. So what piqued your interest in that?
I'm the only former WCW champion who's also a Bob Ross certified.
Yeah. I had that written down. I was going to mention that, but you beat me to it. You're the only WCW champion that's a Bob Ross Joy of Painting instructor. But so like October 6th, do I have to pay anything extra if I meet you at the show and I want a little lesson in Bob Ross Joy of Painting? Is there extra fee for that?
Yeah, it takes a good hour and a half or 2 hours to learn.
Okay.
You have to bring a bunch of things, but maybe in the future, like one of these conventions, I could do one of those.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty amazing, and you really do learn something, and you walk away with a painting you can be proud of.
Yeah, man. I'm curious. I was gonna go out and buy art supplies for October 6th, but that's cool. That's cool, man. Maybe one day you could teach me how to paint like Bob Ross. That'd be terrific, man. But you know what? I'm sorry?
Absolutely.
All right. Cool. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you go right now. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to meeting you in 6 days at Border City Wrestling 25. I will definitely introduce myself and I'll let you know who I am. And hopefully I can shake your hand and get a picture with you, man.
I'd love that, Lewis. Thank you. Thanks for coming. And I look forward to meeting you too.
Okay, man. Have a good day. And if you ever want to feel like coming back, you're always welcome, David.
I appreciate it. I'll be back for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Well, this has been take care. Bye-bye, buddy.